Let me see if it's live. I just want to see if it's live. Um, let's see if it's live. Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. I'm Jameer, aka known as Park Visions, and yeah, I just thought to do this live stream because there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions and things you guys will want to talk about that you don't get to talk about. There's a lot of questions, like I said, that you guys would like to ask on my socials, but I don't, do like the question stuff on Instagram and stuff. So I thought this would be like a cool time to do it. So, you know, you guys could throw questions in the chat. I'll get to that. And while I wait for people to join, I'm gonna talk about a lot about 2022 and like some future things. So 2022 was I can say a big year. It was a good year for me. Um I was very busy. I could say I was very busy a lot, and um like I said, I was very busy. I couldn't do a lot, but I tried the most that I can do, and I tried the most I could do. I tried to get to a lot of parks as I can, and I definitely did a lot of that. And so 2022 is very interesting year. So like I said, opening day, if you guys didn't see the year review, opening day was pretty cool. A lot of the great adventure summer trips I did, my trip to Luna Park and Dinos, like I did in April, my revisit to a childhood park, and Florida, my biggest thing yet, where I was able to do a lot there, but there was some things that happened that there was a lot of things that happened that cut a lot of things short, but still had a great time. Um, and yeah, it was still a great year. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Kings Dominion, and all of that. That was a great year. So a lot of future things. I'm definitely going to be throwing some quality content out there, and I'm going to be trying to do as much as I can. I'm going to be trying to get a lot of content out there for you guys as I can. So I'm going to try to do my best with that, and I'm going to try to do a lot because I have a short amount of time, but I'm going to try to do that. Throw some quality content out there for you guys. Try to do as much as I can on this channel for you guys. And yeah, I just been, enjoying the time. And as we're in off season, it sucks. Like there's not much you can do, but still trying to make the most of the all season. And once April comes, that's definitely when a lot of things are gonna be, a lot of great things are gonna, come and happen, and a lot of great things are gonna come out along the way, and a lot of things are gonna be done. So let's see. Oh, hello, Crystal Palace. Um, Green Lantern, yeah, we both appreciate. Green Lantern is pretty good. I just think people just put too much on Green Lantern. I think it's pretty good for what it does, and like for what it does, I think it's pretty good. It delivers a lot of forces. It has a little airtime. And the versions are pretty like intense. Like the verses are pretty intense, like absolutely intense. Especially the incline loop. Like that is probably one of the most intense moments I have ever experienced on a coaster. Like you really feel the intensity on your legs, and it's just absolutely amazing. A lot of people just don't give Green Lantern another try, and there's definitely a method that you can use to ride Green Lantern. And of course, people say if you have to use a method to ride a coaster, it's not good. But I think the method to ride Green Lantern definitely makes it 100% a great coaster and makes it one of the best coasters in the park. And I think to me, Green Lantern is one of the best coasters at Great Adventure, and it's definitely my favorite B&M at the park for sure. Like it's definitely my favorite B&M in the park. Molly, it's not, hello, Molly. Molly, it's not that bad. Like I know it does. Like when you first ride it and you don't know how to ride it stand up, it's gonna hurt, but it just doesn't like it just doesn't suck. A lot of people say it sucks. It just doesn't suck. You just have to give it more time and more tries to like give it that real ranking. And I agree. Back then, I used to think Green Lantern was terrible and it used to hurt. It was not good at all. And it was just the worst thing possible you can ride. And I even thought it was worse than Wildcat LA Combat. Nothing could get worse than that. And I thought it was worse than that. But as time went by and as I learned the method, as I was told the method and I learned the method, it definitely like gave me an open mind on Green Lantern and an open mind on the ride a lot more and allowed me to enjoy the ride a lot more than I probably would have if I didn't learn the method at all. Yeah, I agree. It's not for every Green Lantern is not for everybody. Like there's still some people that do the method correctly and they just still don't like it. It's not for everybody. I will definitely say that. Um yeah, it's just not for everybody. I will agree with that. Even some people do the method. I teach people the method. They do it right and they just still don't like it. It's definitely not for everybody. Like I would definitely agree with that. Wolf, it's not a feature. It's just something that like you learn. So basically the stand-up coaster method, basically it's hard to explain, but it's like easy if I show, which I probably will. If I get to the park, I'll definitely make a shorts video on how to do the stand-up coaster method at the park. I'll definitely like show like a little clip of how to do it on like the test seat. It's pretty hard to explain, but it's not a feature, but like it's something you learn. So basically, like you get to the seat, and I'd say if it's your first time learning the method, definitely do it front row first. It's the best row to try the method first. So you want to get to your seat. You want to make sure your feet is like planted on the ground, and you want to adjust the seat where it feels comfortable and like put it in like a seating position. You know how like Green Lantern, you could put it in a seating position. So before the ops check your restraints, you want to put it in a seating position, and then you want to click your restraint. And as you're in the seating position, once the ops come to check your restraint, you want to push up a little bit on your seat. Like you want to have it rise up a little bit while keeping your feet flat on the ground. So your feet is not like off the floor. You want to have your feet planted on the floor the whole time. And then like your seat is gonna rise a little bit because the ops they don't like let you sit down. So you're gonna let the seat rise a little bit up. And when you do that, then you want to keep your face forward the whole time. You want to keep your face forward, don't keep it back because that's how the head banging happens. You want to keep your face forward the whole entire ride. And I wouldn't guarantee, but I would actually guarantee it's going to be a smooth ride with minimum head banging. I would only say the one moment you're going to get head banging for like a few seconds is probably like the final corkscrew in the finale. That moment you're probably gonna get a little head banging, but every other element, every other inversion, you do not get head banging at all. I guarantee you for sure you do not get head banging at all. Hello, Katie. So if you guys have any questions, definitely throw them in the chat. I'll definitely get to those for sure. I absolutely forgot you can do this. My bad, guys. My bad, guys. Yes, I agree. Like that for sure is true. It like yes, Wolf, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. I just want to like cuz a lot of people like when I say I think Green Lantern is good, they like be like defensive about it. I could say like not defensive, but like have a different opinion about it. But I definitely agree. Once you learn the method, you're definitely going to like Green Lantern. If you try it, if you definitely probably like it. Um, and I guarantee you're gonna probably get a smooth ride. You're not always gonna get a smooth ride. But I guarantee most 10, like I'll say like 85%, 90% of the time, you're gonna get a smooth ride the whole entire time. For sure. All right, let me get to these questions. Holy, my bad. Let me get to these questions. Does it bop up and down? No. The seats when you get that final position on the coaster method, your seat is like that the whole entire time. Your seat does not bop up and down. And what you mean by that, I definitely know what you mean by that because SeaWorld has designed a new um a new style for the coaster, the stand-up model, the B&M surfing, B&M surfing, the B&M surf model. They definitely did a new style to it, and that style that SeaWorld Orlando did, it bops up and down, and it supposedly gives you a comfortable ride experience to, I guess, see your comfortability with the coast with the stand-up coaster. I don't know exactly how it works, but I definitely know what you're talking about with that. The old stand-up coasters, it does not bop up and down. It stays completely still the whole ride after you get that final position on the seat. Once it's locked, once it's thing, it stays like that the whole time. But SeaWorld Orlando did that new style, I guess, to fit your comfortability with the stand-up method. So that I know what you're talking about. Uh, um, hmm. That that's hard. I mean, that you're gonna hmm. Uh it's hard to be honest. You're gonna have to try to find a way to get around it. I know it sounds like a lot, but you're gonna have to try to find a gate. Oh, I said find a gate. Find a way around it, and I know it's gonna probably like feel like a lot to do, but it's like it's so hard to explain. Like when you're facing your head forward, it's like your head is like have like a little bit of space, but I feel like with that little bit of space, it creates a comfortable ride experience for me at least. And I would say if you have like a large like head, like if you have a large head and a large like neck to extend, I feel like with people easier with large necks can extend their head farther. And if you have a large neck, you're definitely going to be able to get a maximum like space with your head with the restraint. So it definitely has an advantage if you have a large like neck and like head. You're definitely going to get an advantage with that for sure. But I definitely see what you mean by not having that. Um, Molly, I'm telling you, Molly, when you tried the method, you don't need painkillers, Molly. I did the method 51 times. I messed up the method, I would probably say like 5 times. And with messing up the method 5 times, the rides that I got were okay. They weren't absolutely great. they were okay, but the times that I did do the method, they were absolutely smooth, absolutely amazing. And it's not like I did it on separate days. I did this method 51 times. Well, I didn't do it every single 51 times. Like I messed it up 5 times, but the other rides, I did the method the same day. I rode Green Lantern 51 times on Labor Day, did it the same day, and every single time was absolutely smooth over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I think the one time I did mess up, I think I was so quick to get on the ride that because I was trying to marathon, I was so quick to get on the ride that I forgot to like plant my feet. I just had it up and I got like position. So that kind of messed it up a little bit. But yeah, you don't need painkillers for the method, Molly. Top 3 bucket list coasters. Okay, so I'm gonna give 3 US and 3 international. Um, 3 US, one. That's hard. Um, that's hard. Um, one of them is Time Traveler for sure. One of them is Time Traveler. Um, One of them is Time Traveler, Silver Dollar City. 2, man, there's a lot. There's actually a lot of good ones out there. Man, probably Fury. Fury's up there because a lot of people hype up Fury. Fury's up there, and I would probably say, um, hmm, it's either Outlaw Run or Twisted Colossus. Either Outlaw Run or Twisted Colossus. No, actually, Goliath. Goliath. Actually, Goliath is going to be my number 3. Goliath, the hyper at Six Flags Over Georgia. That is my 3rd for sure. That ride is absolutely looks incredible. And I heard the flow jet on that ride is absolutely insane, especially the Helix. Heard it's insane. Now, if we're talking about international, definitely Zadra's up there. Zadra, Ride to Happiness, and Zadra, Ride to Happiness, and either Fly or Terran. Either Fly or Terran. No, actually, that's wrong. Edgenica, Zadra, and Terran. Terran. Those 3 are like one of the 3 that I want to ride so bad internationally. So those are my 3 bucket lists for US and international. But yeah. Um yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude is trolling. Dude is trolling. This dude is trolling. But yes, okay. Seaward Orlando, yes. I get the reference. I do. Yeah, I get the reference. Ooh, okay, I like this one. Which one ride that I like that others don't? Whoo, there's a few. I'm gonna actually give you a few. One of them, Boulder Dash. I do not like Boulder Dash at all. Boulder Dash, I do not think it's good. I think it's okay at most. I like it was I wrote it like 20 something times when I went. It was okay at most. It just wasn't as good as everybody says it is. I didn't get airtime. I didn't get airtime at all on the ride. I just did not get airtime at all. I guess I got a bad day with Boulder Dash. I didn't get airtime at all. None of the hills that were supposed to give airtime, especially the finale, before you hit the final breaks, you don't get airtime at all. So yeah, that I completely, that's a coaster that is at my top that I don't like, that a lot of people like. Another coaster that a lot of people like that I like it, but not as much as everybody else. And that coaster is going to be Velocicoaster. I think Velocicoaster is good. I just don't think it's entirely that crazy good how people say it is. I think it's good, but not entirely crazy good. The theming is good. I'll say that for sure. The theming is good. The ride experience is good. I just don't think it's a crazy, crazy good ride that a lot of people make it seem to be. And I I like it. I just, yeah, it's just good, but not entirely good. It exceeded my expectations. It was really good, but it wasn't crazy good like how people, oh my god, this is one of the best coasters in the world. I mean, they're entitled to their opinion. Like, I would say that. But I don't think it's one of the best coasters in the world. I do not think it is, in my opinion. It's not one of the best coasters in the world at all. And yeah, that's another coaster right there. So that was like examples for sure. Okay, Katie. Okay. Okay, I know you hated it. Not hated it, but disliked it. Um at most I would say, Katie, definitely give it another try. I'm so serious. I think if you like, probably give it another try at least one more time. And if you don't like it, then you can say that you entirely don't like it. But I agree with, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Yes. I I was jokingly told to go home. Sorry for that in the back. I was entirely told to go home, like jokingly, like by the operator. I was jokingly told to go home because he was like, "Why are you writing this over and over and over?" I'm like, "Dude, it's just really good." He probably thinks it's not as good, but I was jokingly told to go home. It wasn't like a seriously like go home, but like he was jokingly like go home. Like he's basically in his mind, like, dude, why are you marathoning this? Like he was like in his head, why are you marathoning this? And I just told him, I was like, this ride is really good. I know people dislike it, but I think it's really good. And he was like, oh, so you're not gonna ride the other coasters in the park? I was like, yeah, but this is my main coaster that I'm gonna ride today. He was like, oh wow, like so he probably never seen anybody like at least um oh, I seen that. Peace out, Molly. Have a great day at work. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Steel Vengeance, I don't think Steel Vengeance is not in my top three. I just think I probably would enjoy Steel Vengeance, but that's another coaster that I'll probably enjoy, but a lot of people enjoy above the standard. But I think it's good. I think it looks good. I just don't think it would be one of my favorites. Like I think it looks repetitive, and I heard that a lot. It does look repetitive. Um and it's okay to be repetitive, but it's just up to if I like how the repetitive runs, like how it like flows. Cuz I heard it's very repetitive. The second half, I heard it's very repetitive. But yeah, it depends on how the repetitive runs and how I like how repetitive it is, or how like how much I don't like the repetitiveness. But yeah, that's why Still Vengeance isn't in my top three, just because of the repetitiveness. But we'll see. We'll see how it ends up and where it ends up. Oh, like I said, have a great day at work, Molly. I hope you have a great rest of your day at work. Let's see. I wouldn't say it's underwhelming. I just say it's not for me. I wouldn't say it's underwhelming. For me, it's not one of the best coasters in the world at all. I just wouldn't say it's one of the best coasters in the world for me. I definitely say it's a cool like top 25. It's a cool top 25. It's just not one of the best in the world for me. Like it's just not the best. Actually, let me say the best because people say it's the best. It's not the best in the world for me. I would say it's probably like a cool top 25 out of like most coasters I'm going to ride later on. I'll say it's like a cool top 25, but it's not the best in the world for me right now. That coaster is probably gonna go to Iron Gwazi. When am I coming to? When am I coming to Canada's Wonderland? No, I want to badly. We'll see what happens because some things can change. We're gonna see what happens, but Canada's Wonderland does look good. Behemoth, Leviathan, Yukon Striker, all of those look good, but I'm going to get to those soon, hopefully. But I think if I get to the park, I'm probably gonna like Yukon Striker the most from what I've seen. But hopefully I could get to Canada's Wonderland this year. If not this year, then probably in a sometime near future, not long, but sometime in like the near future. I definitely want to get to Canada's Wonderland either this year or next year, based on how everything goes. So that's a possibility. We will see. It's definitely a possibility. You know. Hello, Orlando Coasters. Hello. Thanks for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay. It's not slander. It's not like I completely dislike the ride. I just don't think it's at I just don't think it's the best in the world because a lot of people say the best, like I was saying before. I wouldn't say it's the best, but um it's really good. Like, don't get me wrong, the ride is really good. It's just not the best in the world at all, in my opinion. It's not that, it's just not the best. Like I keep saying that, but that's what a lot of people. Um, hey, it's all up to preference. It's all up to preference. Uh, I could see you putting Storm Runner over Velocicoaster, honestly. Yeah, like I said, it comes down to preference. I could see it happening, and yeah, it just all depends on how your ride on Velocicoaster goes and your preference in coasters and how much you like Velocicoaster. I literally just blurred that word. Velocicoaster, and how much you like how the ride flows. That's just most. Then again, I agree. It comes down to preference. Like I was saying, it comes down to preference. Um, yes, that is right. I was calling. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, you think Velocicoaster sucks? This and that." The reason why I say some rides are mid, like before I even ride it, is so I don't get my expectations too high and be like, "This is not as good as I wanted it to be, and it's not as good as it seems to be." So that's what I did with Velocicoaster because Velocicoaster was the biggest talk, and it is still the biggest talk to the to now, like till now. It's still the biggest talk of the roller coaster industry, still the biggest talk. And I called Velocicoaster mid so many times, so I don't get my hopes up at all, and I don't force the how I want to say it. I don't want to force the expectations to be too high and then be disappointed. So I call it mid. So, I don't destroy my expectations. Oh God. Oh. Okay, you could say that. Yeah. Like, I mean, you could say that. To be honest, if you don't want your expectations to be high, I definitely say do that. I definitely say keep calling it that. So you don't get it, too high in your head with the expectations and everything. I definitely say put that mindset in your head so your expectations don't get risen and then you get on and be like, this is not good at all. And this is not what everybody was saying about the ride. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely say that for sure. It is really fun. I would say that it's really fun. The launches are good. It has a great top hat. Um, like it has a great top hat. It's really fun. It's really diverse, as you could say. It's really diverse and it fills a lot of like categories when it comes to a sense of speed. It does have some intense moments, I would say. Um, it has fun inversions. And yeah, it fills a lot of categories when it comes to aspects of roller coasters. Oh, theming, I forgot to. Obviously, that's the main thing that a lot of people talk about. Um, and I agree. It is a top five, and it looks like a top five coaster for sure. And like it's definitely a top five for most people, or even a top one, top three, top five. I know some people who have it top 10. For me, it's in my top three. I just don't think it's the best. Like, I agree with everything you're saying. It's definitely really fun. It's very fun. It's very diverse, and it has everything in the aspect of a coaster that you want. If you want a lot of the aspects in a roller coaster, Velocicoaster is definitely that coaster for you. I'll definitely say that for sure. Um, I agree. Pantheon, I'm gonna say Pantheon is insane. One of the best experiences I had on a coaster, and I only had three rides on it. It's definitely one of the coasters that I really enjoy, and I can't wait to get back on Pantheon. It's really like Pantheon is so good. But don't get your hopes up. But I had my hopes up high for Pantheon, and it still exceeded my expectations because a lot of people downed Pantheon when it came to a Velocicoaster. A lot of people downed Pantheon, and Pantheon was really good for me. It was really good. I'll say the first ride wasn't as good as Velocicoaster. It was paced okay. It wasn't as good as Velocicoaster. But then the next two rides that I got in Pitch Black Dark, the rides were just absolutely insane. Literally just stunned me. Like I was just like, what did I just experience? What did I just go through? What just happened? And I got a Zen ride, which made it even more cool. The hang time on Pantheon is insane. The sense of speed is insane. I love the elements, especially the stall. I think the stall on Pantheon is better than Velocicoaster stall due to the fact that I think Velocicoaster goes way too fast. I think Velocicoaster is paced way too fast that it just flows way too quickly through the stall for me to enjoy it. Um, Pantheon stall, you go through it like decently, like slow, like you're gonna have some momentum, but you go through it decently slow that you really get to take in the hang time and had the full experience of the stall. But yeah, Pantheon is insane. Um, yes, Pantheon is insane. one of my favorites till this day, but we'll see where it goes. Yeah, I agree. It's the fun factor that plays a part in a lot of coasters. I'm more of like an intensity guy. Like the ride has to be it doesn't have to be. Not all rides have to be intense. It's just how diverse the ride is. Like if it can be intense, fun, and enjoyable. If it can exceed all three, you have it for me. And not all rides, I go between, like, rides don't have to be intense, and for me rides have to be somewhat intense. It has to have some intense moments for me to enjoy, but it doesn't have to be overall intense like I-305 intense or like Iron Gwazi intense. But if it has that fun aspect in it, then that coaster has it for me. Yeah, I definitely, you were telling me this. I definitely agree. Velocicoaster is really good, and it did exceed your expectations. You tell me a lot about Velocicoaster. Um, Velocicoaster is easily a good coaster. It's definitely up there. When it comes to a fun factor, Velocicoaster is up there for sure. And it's a really fun ride for sure. And I just think if it had a little bit more to it, it would be more for me. But for what it is definitely enjoyable. I would say that for sure. What's my roller coaster mm, slash theme park soundtrack? Definitely Incredible Hulk. Nothing is beating Incredible Hulk's soundtrack for me. That is like one of the best insane soundtracks, especially when you're experiencing Hulk and the sound works for the whole ride, because I know some people tells me that the sound glitches out and you don't hear anything, or like it glitches out and like you hear part of it and then it just doesn't play, or the soundtrack goes in and out. But Incredible Hulk's soundtrack just has a great flow to it. Really a great soundtrack, and I enjoy Incredible Hulk soundtrack a lot. Really an immersive and amazing soundtrack for a coaster, and I'm glad they picked something like that for Incredible Hulk for sure. Um, to be honest, Velocicoaster and Pantheon would probably be between. I don't know which one you would prefer, but I think Velocicoaster, you're probably gonna have Velocicoaster over Pantheon, but I still think it's a really good coaster and is definitely like good. I think you're definitely gonna have Velocicoaster over Pantheon, but I don't know how everything is gonna go. But it might be your top two might be Velocicoaster and Pantheon. It just all depends on how your rides go on Pantheon to depend on where it goes and where it lands. So I'll say that for sure. Definitely, definitely. Uh, hey, it's your preference. Oh, I said it's your preference. I get it. I get it for sure. I know why you're doing that. I know why you're saying that. Um, to be honest, for me, even with the mid thing I say, I'm gonna call a coaster mid. Even though I say I'm gonna call a coaster mid, I said Pantheon. Iron Gwazi, I had the most anticipation for sure. I had the most anticipation for Iron Gwazi, even when it was announced and even when it was talked about. Iron Gwazi was easily one of my top coasters that I wanted to like experience when the animated POV even came out and Iron Gwazi was being talked about. Definitely one of my favorite things that I experienced to date. I don't think anything can top Iron Gwazi for me. We'll see. I just don't think anything can top Iron Gwazi at all. For me, at least. I agree. It's definitely my opinion, it's a top 10 for me too. I had Incredible Hulk somewhere in like I can't remember where I had it in my rankings, but it's definitely one of the top coasters for me. And it's definitely one of my favorite coasters that I've ridden. The intensity of that ride from start to beginning, I absolutely love. Incredible Hulk has one of my favorite beginnings to any coaster. That launch into the that launch is insane. I just was like, wow, that is like insane. The beginning, I said blackout. I didn't gray out like a lot of people do, but I'm like, dude, this thing is paced so well after the launch. And after the Cobra roll, the ride was just still getting more good, and it was just kept getting good. And I'm like, wow, like this is really like one of the most diverse coasters out there that I've ridden, and that's why it's in that's why it's in my top 10. Incredible Hulk is absolutely amazing. I agree for sure. That's like really good. I have not ridden Kumba yet. I have not ridden Kumba yet. When I went to BGW, I said BGW. Oh man, see, I want to go to BGW so bad. When I went to Busch Gardens Tampa, the first day that I went, so I did 2 days. The first day that I went, Kumba was down for maintenance, and this was on like I can't remember when was this Wednesday. I think, yeah, I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. I went to go to BGT, and I went and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finally ride Kumba to see how Kumba is, because a lot of people's like, oh, you gotta ride Kumba, this and that, you gotta ride Kumba, you gotta ride Kumba. And then I looked at the board, Kumba was down from maintenance. So I'm like, dang, that was the first try at Kumba. Second try, I was gonna ride it, and I got rained out. As soon as I got to the park, I got rained out. And Kumba was open that day too. I heard Kumba was open the day I got rained out. So Kumba opened before I got rained out, because once I got to the park the second day, and this day was on a Saturday, I think it was. Yeah, this day was on like a Saturday, and I went to the park. As soon as I got to the park and I walked through the gate, it started downpouring, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And then my parents didn't want to wait, so they were like, yo, let's just leave and just leave the park. So I did not get to ride Kumba, sadly. Ooh, good question. Thoughts for a Great Adventure in 2024? I think Great Adventure is gonna like step it up in 2024. And I think Great Adventure is gonna do very well in 2024, in my opinion. Um, I think a lot of things that happened, they're gonna try to better it in 2024. I think, I think it's hard. It's hard to like go into the future, but in 2024, I feel like El Toro is gonna be like back to like really good. Well, it was still good, but like back to like how it usually like used to run, like I guess smooth. I guess in 2024, I could say that. I'll probably predict that it's probably gonna be smooth. 2024, they're gonna add a lot of more events. I'm gonna say, I think they're gonna add a lot more events than 2023 and 2022. I think they're gonna add a lot of more events and probably keep some of the events. Um, and something else in 2024. Um, yeah, I mean that's all I can like think of right now. But I just think they're gonna heavily improve from then to like 2024. I think a lot of things is gonna change that we're gonna be surprised about. I think they're gonna surprise everybody about like the changes and things being different. and a lot of things being more immersive and stuff and being very diverse. Um, and yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen in 2024. Um, what else? I'm trying to think of something else. That's all I could think of. Actually, actually, that's all I can think of right now. If I could think of more stuff, I'll definitely jump back onto that. But that's all I can think of like right now. Um, yeah, it's um thoughts on El Toro's future. I think I think El Toro is gonna like I think El Toro is gonna be good. Like when it opens, hopefully this year, it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be smooth, and the places that had problems are gonna be fixed and hopefully run a lot smoother. Because I didn't mind the roughness, but it was I would say I didn't mind the roughness, but it was rough in a couple of spots. Hopefully, those spots get fixed, and hopefully that becomes smooth. And I think El Toro is gonna like last, but it's not gonna last that long. I feel like something's gonna happen, and it's just gonna be done. But hopefully, I'm wishing nothing but the best for El Toro because it's what some people come to Great Adventure for. It's one of the main major attractions at one of the major coasters at Great Adventure. When you go to Great Adventure, most people go to El Toro because that is one of the most major and one of the most popular coasters in the park. I just hope nothing but the best for El Toro. That's what I think about El Toro. I think it's just gonna become more smoother, and the places that had issues are going to be fixed, and is going to be good again. I guess you could say it's going to be good again, and I just don't think it's going to last that long, but it's hopefully going to get better. And yeah, that's what I think about El Toro. Hopefully, yeah. Hey, I personally think it's going to be smooth this year, hopefully, but only time could tell when El Toro opens, because we can't really tell right now, but only time can tell when El Toro opens. We'll, be able to give that opinion on El Toro if it got smoother and or anything. Ooh. Uh this one. Does Nitro get rethemed to Goliath or just get repainted? I think we all seen Hollywood Studios video. If you don't know about the whole retheme thing, go check that out. I know most of you guys probably heard the news about El Toro. I said El Toro. Jeez, Nitro's supposed retheme to Goliath going around. That was going around for a while, and I think it's not gonna be rethemed to Goliath. I think it's just gonna get a repaint, and I think that the idea of retheming it to Goliath, I don't think it's a good idea. In my opinion, I don't think it's a good idea. I think they should just keep it Nitro. And I think the idea of retheming it to Goliath died down from what I can predict. I guess it like died down, and I guess it's not in the works anymore. If I'm going to like think, I don't honestly think it's gonna get rethemed to Goliath. I think it's just gonna get a major repaint. I guess I'm just guessing that the idea of Nitro's retheme of that idea that was, going on, I suppose, died down. And I guess they just scrapped that idea out and was like, this is not a good idea. I don't know. Like, I guess that idea just got scrapped out. So to answer your question, I think it's gonna get a major, major repaint. Hopefully, same colors, but I'm guessing it's gonna get a different color. But I'm guessing it's gonna get the same color scheme. But I wanted to have a different color scheme, but I'm guessing it's gonna have the same color scheme if it does get repainted. But hopefully it, you know, what's up, Josh? Hello, COT coasters. What's up, Josh? I agree. I think Nitro should stay at its current name. I don't think it needs to be changed, honestly. It's just I don't think it's a good idea or a good thing to change Nitro. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think it's a good thing. But if Nitro does stay the same, I personally wanted to have a different color scheme. But I guess they're just gonna give it a repaint. I hope they do not retheme it. I do not absolutely think that's a good idea. Nitro needs to stay at its current state and at its current name for for the time. Ooh, first access coaster. Access coaster. If we're thinking access coaster, I think a park. I don't know. That's a good question. I think a surprising park that will go for one. I don't know. I'm just thinking Kings Island. I don't know why. I think Kings Island is probably gonna I'm thinking Kings Island for sure. I don't know why. I think Kings Island. Cause it's just they seem like the park to do it. And I feel like they do have the space to do it if they expand. If I think they do have the space to expand if they want to get one. But for me, I think it's Kings Island for sure. I definitely want them to get one for sure. I think Kings Island would be great with an access coaster for sure, but that's a park that I think will get one. That is a good question. I didn't really think of that, but I think Kings Island. I agree with Zambezi Zinger. I think Dorney is seeking to get one. I not get a new coaster. It's just depend on what they are gonna get. I definitely agree. I think with Worlds of Fun getting one, I think Dorney is seeking to get a new coaster too. It's just only time can tell, and it's just what do Dorney get? And you know, it's hard. I was thinking of what Dorney should get, but there's a lot of things that Dorney could get that would be amazing. For me, I was saying a Raptor. I'm saying a Raptor. I'm thinking a Raptor. A Raptor would be great at Dorney, but it wouldn't make sense because Great Adventure has Jersey Devil, but I don't know why. I was just thinking a Raptor would be cool at Dorney, but I greatly agree that Dorney is looking to get a new coaster soon. They're just not saying anything about it. I definitely think they're getting a new coaster soon. It's just only time can tell what the coaster they're gonna get. But yeah. Oh, actually, I was thinking something else Dorney should get, but it just crossed my mind, but I don't remember. But something else I want to talk about. What is it actually? Oh, Wildcats Revenge. Actually, let me look at this comment before. What's one ride that you consider elite? One ride that I consider. That's easy. It's obvious. I mean, that's clearly obvious. I think it's Iron Gwazi. I know some people down Iron Gwazi and say that it was underwhelming to them. I think Iron Gwazi is like one of the best coasters, hands down, in the world That's a coaster that I think is one of the best coasters, hands down, for sure, in the world. And one of the best coasters to open recently is just Iron Gwazi's intensity, being diverse, and it just being intense, diverse, and the airtime is just what makes it elite. I don't think I have ever enjoyed a crazy intense ride like Iron Gwazi, except I-305. But Iron Gwazi's airtime is unbeatable. There is certain coasters that I prefer their airtime over Iron Gwazi. One of those coasters is Twisted Timbers. I think I prefer Twisted Timbers airtime over Iron Gwazi. I think Twisted Timbers airtime is insane. Like, Twisted Timbers airtime is never talked about, and I think that coaster should get more praise and talked about a lot more when it comes to RMCs. I rode Twisted Timbers for the first time last year, and I was absolutely shocked. I'm like, I never expected this coaster to be that good, and it just blew my expectations. The airtime on that thing is insane. The triple camelback, the ejector is out of the world on the triple camelback, and it's just a great coaster. Another coaster airtime that I prefer over Iron Gwazi, actually, that's it. Twisted Timbers airtime I prefer over Iron Gwazi, but I feel like Iron Gwazi obviously is more complete and more. It's just more complete layout because Twisted Timbers is a small scaled RMC. Iron Gwazi is more, more complete, I feel like. But Twisted Timbers airtime is honestly a crazy airtime moments. But like I said, Iron Gwazi is more complete. I agree with that. I think Dorney should get a GCI just to make them more diverse. I agree with that, honestly. I think Dorney should get one to make it more diverse because I think a GCI would work at the part because it will make it more. I already said the word, actually diverse. You have Still Force, you have Talon, you have Possess. So you already have a launch coaster. You already have a invert. You have a hyper, a Morgan hyper, Still Force. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it would work at the part. It's just gonna make it's just gonna make the layout of the collection more spaced and more open, you could say. But I definitely agree with that. It's just what Dorney gets at this point. I don't know, but I definitely agree with Dorney getting a GCI because I feel like it will make the park more and more diverse. Yes. Oh man. I agree with this. Jersey Devil has gotten better and better and better every single time. I've ridden Jersey Devil when it first went out for Paso the previews. I've ridden Jersey Devil and it ran slow for Paso the previews. Obviously, a lot of people talked about that. It went like it moved slow, it was paced slow. But what made it so good when it was paced slow is the hang time. The hang time that you get on the stall when it was paced slow was amazing. Like, you just flow through the stall so slow that it was just so good. And the Crown's Nest, however, turnaround Crown's Nest, the whip when it was slow was like okay. It was okay when you enter the Crown's Nest or turn around. It was pretty good. It was okay. And yeah, I think Jersey Devil was okay when it first opened for so the previews. Now that thing just runs like a beast. The back row, the front row is good. The front row has gotten aggressive, I would say. The moments on Jersey Devil has gotten a lot more aggressive in the front. And I think the front is a slept on row on Jersey Devil. It got absolutely aggressive. Every single moment you enter, it just has some great force to it in the front row. And it's just a lot more it's a lot more intense than before in the front row now. And obviously the back row was still the same. Everybody aimed for a back row ride. It's whippy. Airtime is great in the back row. Everything is so good on the back row. The drop is good. The whip on the drop, insane. The ejector you get on the drop is insane in the back row on Jersey Devil. I agree with that. And yeah, I agree. Jersey Devil is elite, and it's really slept on. I think it's honestly slept on. Ooh, I agree. My rides that I got 3 rides on Iron Gwazi. I got 3. I got front row. I got second row. I got first row. I got first row, second row, and then I got last row. All 3 were absolutely incredible. Everywhere you sit on Iron Gwazi is just gonna be amazing. That's one thing you can say. Everywhere you sit on Iron Gwazi is absolutely amazing, and it's just so good every single time. Incredible ride in every single row. I want to actually ride Iron Gwazi in every row possible, but Iron Gwazi is definitely an amazing coaster in every single row possible. But the back row is obviously still the best, but the front row is slept on, and it is really good on Iron Gwazi too. Uh, a lot of people have different opinions on top fives. Like, you know, everybody's top 5 is unique. I feel like, well, some have the same top 5. Some people have different coasters in their top 5. Some people have different coasters in different places in their top 5. Um, everybody's top 5 is great and like their own way, I would say. But from my top 5, it would go from like airtime to like it goes from like airtime intensity to like intensity, if you could say. Because I have Iron Gwazi up top, airtime intense. Then I have Pantheon, airtime intense. Well, actually, hang time, airtime intense, Velocicoaster, some intensity, hang time, inversions, fun. Then you go down to intensity, I said Iron Gwazi. I even forgot what's that number 4. But my list goes from airtime and intensity to intensity, as you could say. That's what my top 5 is. So everybody's top 5 is pretty good. I agree. Everybody's preferences is different. I think it just depends on what you like, and on what you like in a coaster is what your top 5 and what your top 10 is gonna depend on. But yeah, I agree with that too. I love intensity. Well, for you, you like fun rides, but you can ride every other single ride. I love intensity. I have a major factor for intensity, but I like every other coaster too. Fun coasters that have a fun factor to it, not that intense. So I agree with that for sure. Hello, hello, Sky Guy. When is I'm probably gonna end in like 30 minutes, probably. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end in like 30 minutes at 9. So we'll see how everything goes. Hot take: GCI is the most reliable. I I haven't written a GCI yet, so I can't say for sure. I haven't written one yet. I haven't gotten anywhere with a GCI yet. I only written CCIs so far, but I agree with that. I only written CCIs so far, but from what I've seen, GCIs look pretty reliable. I agree. GCIs look pretty reliable, but I just haven't written a GCI yet. So I got to get to more parks with GCIs to, Thanks. I know, man. I know. I'm just gonna keep, grinding, making content and all that. Appreciate that. I don't. I don't. Um, I'm just doing my thing, just following my passion and stuff. Um, uh, oh, um, the best seat on Green Lantern. If you're just doing the method, I would say back row is the best. I said if you're doing the method, my bad. If you're first doing the method, front row is the best. If you learned and have the method in your head, and like as soon as you go like do the method, and like how to do the method, and you have it all packed down, then I say back row is the best, all the way in the back. The back row, I was like, dude, what did I just witness? You got Alex Hypercoasters. I was there. He was there, and I was just like, yo, what? Like the back row was just absolutely insane. Um, it's just the back row's whippy. It's whippy in the invergence. They're pretty whippy. The forces I feel like are better in the back row. Um, what else? The drop is pretty better in the back row than the front. You get whipped. Like the whip on the drop is insane in the back row. Like every single time, you just getting that good whip on the back row. Honestly, amazing every single time. But I think the back is the best. Oh, I agree. Yes, Hyper Thrills, I agree. Chocolate Town. So I gotta say, I already know Hershey's definitely going for a dive coaster for sure. I just think it's better, and this is why. This is what I wanted to talk about for a while, and I'm not a Hershey person. I only been to Hershey once, but I would say Hershey gets very packed. Everybody knows this. Hershey gets very packed, and um Hershey has a lot of people coming, a lot of days. It could get very packed. Ride times can be long. I remember Candemonium when I was at I think Great Adventure. Candemonium was like crazy time, like 200 minutes or something like that. I literally was like, what? Yeah, I was at Great Adventure. I heard Candemonium was like 2 hours when I was at Great Adventure one time. So the park can get very packed. And the dive coaster would just help out because dive coasters can take a good amount of it's a capacity. It's just a capacity thing. It's just a great park if you have a huge capacity. And it's great. It's a great fun ride that everybody can enjoy. It's not too intense. It's all around fun. And I think a dive coaster will work best there because a lot of people would be able to get on, get off. It packs a lot of people, packs a lot of riders, and it's just overall a fun model, in my opinion. I know some people say dive coasters are one of the weaker models. I would say that, but it's not about like how intense or how good a model is. It's like how fun a model can be, and dive coasters are one of the funnest models. So I definitely think a lot of people will enjoy a dive and are interested in a dive and would be interested in a dive in a park and get on the dive and all of that. So I definitely want that to happen for sure. I have not gotten a new credit in 2023 so far. I will soon. Along the line, I will. I haven't gotten a new credit yet. Uh, soon I will. But yeah, soon I will. But for right now, I have not gotten a new credit. So if I can guess, if I can, nah, actually, yeah, I'm gonna be getting a new credit. I was gonna tell you guys what new credit, but yeah, I'm gonna keep that a secret. Oh, did I? Oh, okay. That is pretty cool. I know you're a huge music person. I know that's pretty cool. That a roller coaster is being based off of music. I mean, all of that to music. That's pretty cool. I have never known that. I've never seen that. That is pretty cool. We definitely should have more coasters like that. Honestly, we should have more coasters themed to a lot of like new things. But um, I think coasters should be themed based on their area in the park. But that is pretty cool. I hope you do get to experience that because that is pretty cool. Um, what happened to NJ Intense Thrills? Yo, okay. So, as you don't know, I had my account was NJ Intense Thrills from 2020 to the end of 2022 going into 2023. You could basically, I'm gonna just say 2023 because I changed it around like after or like before Christmas time. So I changed it on the 23rd. I changed my name on the 23rd. And the reason being is because I'm moving. I'm not gonna say where, but I'm moving and I'm that name wouldn't make sense anymore. And it just wouldn't be a name that I felt like would be good with where I'm going. So that's why I changed it. And yeah, I enjoyed NJ Intense Throws. It was a great name because I would do a lot of content and a lot of things based in New Jersey. I had a lot of content based in New Jersey. I had a lot of content based in New York too, but New Jersey I had a lot more content based on. So that was a pretty good name, but due to the situation, I had to change the name because I felt like it wouldn't make sense, and also I wanted a diverse name. So I went with Park Visions. So I know people on Instagram ask me why I went with Park Visions. Park Visions is basically like obviously, I'm a big coaster enthusiast, as you could say, probably, as you could say. I visit a lot of parks, theme parks. So that's where park came from. That's where park came from. The Visions part is basically like scenery, scenery, creativity, and all of that. So I like that name, and I know I'm like very creative with my work. I try to be as creative as I can. I love getting view shots. I love views. I love sceneries, and all of that. So that's where the word visions came from. And I thought it was a pretty good name to put two together because a lot of parks have great views, great scenery, and I could get real creative at parks with content. So that's why I went with the name Park Visions. So that's where that came from, and that's what happened to Park Visions. Give me a second, guys. And what year was that trip to Hershey? Um, when was it actually? I can't even remember the year. I ain't even gonna lie. I can't even remember. But I can't even remember. Jeez. Actually, yeah, it was far back, and it was before Candemonium was built. Like it was before Candemonium was announced and before Candemonium was built. And um I went to Hershey Park I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a great day at Hershey. I was like, oh, I'm gonna ride everything. I'm gonna try to get all the credits. Um, and what happened was basically I had to end up buying, you know, no, I had to end up buying the queue. I just had to. The park was so packed, it wasn't even funny. The park was so packed. I think in like an hour without the queue, um, the fast queue or fast track. I think it is. I think that's what it's called. I forgot what the quick queue for Hershey is called. I think it's fast track, if I'm not mistaken. Fast track. But I had to end up buying fast track unlimited because 2 hours, I mean, an hour in, I only rode one coaster. And I'm like, dude, what? I looked at the time I got there. I looked at the time and I'm like, dude, it's been an hour and I only been on one coaster. So I'm like, okay, I want to actually ride everything. So I ended up buying the Fast Track Unlimited and I ended up getting on everything by like the end of the day. I think I got on my last coaster, which was Super Duper Looper, if I'm mistaken. I think, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was Super Duper Looper at the end of the day that I got on for the last credit. And the first coaster I've ridden there was Sky Rush. I had to ride Sky Rush first. It was just undebatable that I was not riding Sky Rush first. Since when I have been a coaster enthusiast? I was into coasters since I was very young. I was into coasters when I was very young. I did my first trip to Universal Islands of Adventure when I was like 5. I went to Islands of Adventure when I was 5. I went to Universal when I was 5. Um, and I couldn't ride Hulk. I couldn't ride Hulk, and I couldn't ride Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. I was only able to get on Gringotts. Oh, and that was when Dueling Dragons was there. No, I think it was called Dragon Challenge at the time. Yeah, it was called Dragon Challenge at the time. And I was only able to do Gringotts. I was only able to do I'm just gonna say Flyers. I hate saying the first name. Just gonna say Flyers. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's a rare credit that you can get. I'm not even gonna say the first name. I'm not even gonna try. Yeah, that and Gringotts I was able to get on, but everything else I couldn't get on. And I would just remember staring at Hulk for so long. I just literally stared at Hulk, and I was just so fascinated about the ride. And I was just like, dude, I want to get on intense coasters. Well, I didn't know it was intense at the time. I didn't know, but I was like, I actually want to get on these big coasters when I get older. Then that's when I finally went to Ride Playland. I started with my first ever credit. Actually, my first ever credit was Family Flyer. Then my second credit was what was my second credit? Actually, it was Sea Serpent. Sea Serpent was my second credit. Then my third credit was Circus Coaster, Sea Serpent at Dino's. My third credit was Circus Coaster at Luna Park. And then I just worked my way up there. I started getting on bigger coasters. And my first ever big coaster was Dragon Coaster at Ride Playland. That was my first ever big coaster. And I used to be so scared of Dragon Coaster. I never used to want to go on Dragon Coaster at all. But I was just like, I'm gonna go on Dragon Coaster. I'm gonna do it. Loved it. Then I didn't start calling myself calling myself enthusiast until I made an account. But I really liked coasters back then too. But I didn't make an account until 2020 where I started doing content and stuff. So yeah, it was a pretty crazy history with everything. When do you think you'll make it to Cedar Point? I think I'm gonna make it to Cedar Point. Cedar Point sometime. Wait, is it? Oh yeah, Cedar Point. Okay, I I'm guessing this year. I'm gonna try this year. If not this year, then next year I'm gonna make it to Cedar Point. Um, I really want to go to Cedar Point this year. Cedar Point is like one of my top 5 bucket list parks to get to. Cedar Point looks really good. Has amazing coasts that I think I'll enjoy. Magnum, Still Vengeance, Maverick. Corkscrew. I probably would enjoy Corkscrew. It has a lot of coasters that I think I'll enjoy there, and it looks like a very packed park with some great intensity, and I think I'll enjoy Cedar Point. So if I'm guessing, probably this year or next year at most. It's definitely going to be either this year or next year. Dang. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm happy for you. I hope you enjoy Disneyland Paris. I hope you enjoy that. Definitely let me know how like the experience goes. I definitely want to go there too at some point. Definitely let me know about that. I hope you enjoy it this year because I know you're going this year for sure. I hope you enjoy that. Um, ooh, good question. Good question. What is my favorite Six Flags park? I only been to New England. I only been to New England. So out of the ones I've been to Six Flags New England, Six Flags Great Adventure, Six Flags Darien Lake, and I haven't done Great Escape yet, which I'm hoping to do too. But out of the 3 I done, I'm probably gonna obviously it's Great Adventure. It's obviously gonna be Great Adventure. Wait, El Toro, Jersey Devil, Nitro, Batman, Green Lantern. You know, a lot of my favorites are at Great Adventure, and Great Adventure is more action park than Darien Lake and New England. But New England and Darien Lake isn't bad. Predator is really good at Darien Lake, and they're putting more Titan track. Love that. Can't wait to ride it with them adding more Titan track. Can't wait to experience that. Um, and New England. New England was very good. New England is such a great part too. Goliath, which is not there anymore, it's defunct. Superman the Ride, Wicked Cyclone, Batman the Dark Knight. Um, and a lot of great coasters there. Great part too for what it has. But yeah, my favorite is Six Flags Great Adventure for now. Good question. My biggest goal as an basically just to be more open and out there and getting myself more out there and doing big with my content and just seeking for the best, you know try to get some big opportunities out there, striving more with my content, and I want to strive big for sure with everything with my channel and everything. uh you know my biggest goal is to seek more opportunities and be more open and out there. So those are my two for sure, and overall just growing obviously, but the biggest two is just being more open out there and big opportunities to come along the way for sure. All right, peace out, Ethan. Hope you have a great day, man. I know it's Sunday. A lot of you guys, have school and stuff, but peace out, Ethan. Hope you have a great day. I think Magic Mountain. Uh, I think Magic Mountain. I think Cedar Point has a better collection than Magic Mountain, but Magic Mountain's collection is more diverse than Cedar Point. Like I feel like it's more diverse than Cedar Point, but Cedar Point definitely has the overall better collection with Steel Vengeance, obviously All You Need, Steel Vengeance, and Maverick to just top. Those two are really great coasters. And I feel like those two are the only two you need to really like put out there for it to be the best like collection other than like Magic Mountain to compete. But don't get me wrong, Magic Mountain has some great diverse coasters too. X2, uh X2, Twisted Colossus, Tatsu, now with Wonder Woman Flight of Courage, and a lot of great coasters there. So I think Cedar Point is better, but has an overall collection. Have a great day, Joe. Have a great day, Joe. Hope you enjoy your day tomorrow. And yeah, hope you enjoy your day tomorrow, Joe. Peace out. I don't listen to music, but music in general, I'm probably gonna say I'm more like, I like, overall a lot of music, but I listen to a lot of like dubstep, as you guys probably know from like me talking about it on my story. I'm like a huge dubstep person. Listen to a lot of that, but that's what I listen to as far as music goes. So I don't remember a lot about Pixar. So I'm definitely, if I can think, I'm definitely gonna like. I haven't watched anything Pixar in like a minute, so just I will get back to that if I find something. But I haven't, um, watched anything Pixar in a minute. So if I find anything, I would definitely get back to that. And as it's getting close, it's 9 o'clock. Everybody has like school and everything. So with the last question we have from Hyper Thrills, is it? Oh, what do you think of Fury 325? Hyper Thrills, crazy enough, I haven't ridden Fury 325 yet. I've been to Virginia a lot. I've been to Virginia numerous amount of times. I haven't ridden Fury 325 yet. Hoping to get on that this year for sure. I'm definitely, it looks really good from what I've seen and from what people told me. It looks really good. But yeah, I haven't ridden Fury 325 yet. If I had to guess, it will probably be like top 10 for me, predicted. Top 10 for me, predicted. But yeah, I haven't ridden Fury 325 yet. It looks really good. Definitely excited to get to ride that very soon. Very, very soon, actually. So yeah, that's one of my anticipated for this year. All right, have a great day, Sky Guy. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Thank you, Hyperdose. I said Hyperdose. Hyperdose for joining. And thank you for staying in tune. And, thanks for talking and asking me questions. So, yeah, that's going to end it for tonight. Thank you guys for coming in on my first ever stream. I just wanted to do this because I know a lot of you guys have like questions that you guys wanted to know and anything you guys wanted to talk about that I don't nearly talk about on my socials because I got to be more active on there. But there was a lot of questions you guys like wanted to know that I don't usually ask on socials. But thank you guys for asking questions. Thank you guys for the opinions. Thank you guys for the talk. Appreciate all of that. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. I appreciate that for my first ever stream. It's definitely gonna get better. I'm gonna, try to get better with my streams for sure. I'm gonna get better with it. So thank you guys for tuning in for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm going to have somebody on next stream. So definitely look out for that. When I do my next stream, I'm definitely gonna have somebody on. And thank you guys for watching. And thank you guys for tuning in and watching on the stream. And Park Vidges is logging off, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Next video, which will be coming out very soon. It's not a video, it's a stream, but I will be putting out a video very soon. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, thank you guys for supporting and have a great day.